What's going on? We are getting back into building this Worldle clone, and I think so. One of the problems that we were facing yesterday that I didn't really want to deal with on the stream was figuring out how to select from a list of words. So I went ahead and looked at some source code taken from Worldle. And this seems to be the approach to take. This is actually copied from the source, copied from a different project source code, which is copied from the Worldle source code. And I cleaned up a few things. So first of all, we are going to have to keep a list of all of the valid 5-letter words to be able to work with, and we can export those. And then we also want to export a function called get word of the day. And the way get word of the day works is we capture the current time in milliseconds. Well, I guess in a date object. And then we capture the date of the beginning of 2022. We calculate the difference in those two dates in milliseconds, which we're using number to convert. And I think if we actually didn't use number, it probably would work fine as well. But this is a good way to avoid any bugs or confusion. Just to show that off, if we take new date and just do some math on it minus new date, we should get a number. And if we say, let's see, new date plus 1 second minus new date, now we get nan. So maybe that wasn't quite right. Okay, let's do this. Var d equals new date, and now some time has passed. And if we say that's going to be the older date, so we want the new date first. New date now minus d. It's going to give us the difference in time between those two dates. So see, you can actually do some math on actual date objects, but I definitely think that using this number constructor makes it a lot more clear what's going on. So anyway, we end up with the difference in milliseconds between the two dates, the beginning of 2022 and the current time whenever this function is run. And then we calculate the difference in days between those two. So we take the difference, divide it by 1 second times 60 seconds gets a minute, times 60 seconds gets an hour, times 24 hours gets the calculation of a day. So the difference in, well, the amount of milliseconds in a day. So the difference in milliseconds divided by the milliseconds per day leaves us with the number of days left. This is a check here just in case we are somewhere so far into the future that the day is greater than the number of answers that we have, which means we would basically start over from the beginning of the loop or the beginning of the array. And in the end, we return the list of words that we have at the index of that day. I hope that's clear on how this works. Now let's look at where we actually use it. I've imported it into our base route here. I'm assigning our little Worldle, which is the word of the day. And I think I'm going to rename that. Oops. Let's do Worldle, Worldle, Worldle. Let's say word of the day. And then we want to actually confirm that's working. So we do get a different value and we say console log the word of the day. And if we rebuild that, we can see that the word of today is helix. Great. Cool. So, and if we reload, we're still getting the same value. So we're not having that same problem that we had yesterday. So now that we have this calculation to get the word of the day, I can, do some run the functionality that we've already built up into our application, which is say I can do guess for the first one, and I see, cool, the first 2 letters that I guessed are in the word, the last 3 are not. So let's try, what's another 5-letter word? How about helps? And we see that L is there. So Healy, how about Helid? So here we have an issue where this is not a real word. So in the Worldle example, the real game of Worldle, this would have thrown an error and say, hey, that's not a valid word. So that's something we're going to want to fix. But you know what I'm more interested in working on today is going to be some of the semantics. Actually, I'm going to take a step away from functionality and take a look at what we've got here. We have this giant grid of a bunch of letters, and I don't think that's super helpful for people using assistive technology. So I want to try and fix that. I'm going to give it some better semantics. So I'm going to say that instead of these all being individual letters and just looping as they move through the grid, I'm actually going to pull those onto their own rows and columns. So I want to use the most semantic element, which is going to be unordered list. So the board here is going to be an unordered list, and then we're going to have each row be a list item, and then each word be a span, so that the list item actually kind of looks like a word instead of a bunch of separate letters. So let's do that, right? This guy and this guy are going to be unordered lists. And then each of these is going to be a list item, right? So the previous guesses is no longer going to be a React fragment. That's now going to be an LI. And then each of these divs is going to be a span. So let's look at what our previous guesses looked like now. Okay, it looks like a bit of a mess. But the markup itself looks pretty good. So we've got the unordered list and then the list item. And of course, because the unordered list is a grid, it's going to try and squeeze all of that in there. Now that's another change that I need to make is the unordered list now. I don't want that to be this grid template. I actually want that to be grid template. For the unordered list, I just want to take care of the rows. So let's say grid template rows. We're going to have those. Nugget is upset about something. We're going to have those repeat that way. And then I'm going to have another one here called word. And that's going to be grid template columns, and we'll paste in the value for our columns. And give me 1 second because Nugget is freaking out. So let's see what's going on. Nugget, come here. Come here. Come join the live stream. Come on. Come here. Oh, there was someone at the door. Come here. Oh, there was someone at the door. We don't like people at our door. How about you come build a Worldle clone with me, huh? All right, cool. So, Nugget, what do you think? We've got this board, word, and letter, and now those have some grid. Don't you jump down. Don't you jump down. No. Those have, well, at least the board and the word. Hey. Sit down. There you go. Have some grid properties on them. So what I want to do, we don't need the words anymore. What I want to do is go to, watch out, everyone. Go to my words. Hey, don't you jump. right, I'm gonna put you down. Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, you wild little guy. All good? All right. So where were we? We are building out our word list. And we know also needs to be a grid. And we probably want the gap to match the previous gap. So let's save that. Okay. Getting closer. I have no idea what I mean, in theory, I know what I did. Right. And that's because all of these other divs are, yeah, blowing up down here. So this grid should have 6 rows. Cool. Which it looks like it does. And then we have 1, 2, 3 words. And then I need to clean up what these letters look like. So let's get that going first, right? So I have my current guess is going to be also a list item. And I'm going to loop over the items in my current guess's word. Or no, I'm going to loop over 5 items in a list, grab the index of the current guess, grab the current guess at the index for which I'm at, or put an empty space in there. This itself is going to have a class of, that's right, it's not class, dang it. Class name. That's probably what the problem was. Yeah, kind of. Maybe not. Anyway, class name is going to be a word and a grid and a gap 4 pixels. So that covers my current guess. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have all of these other things. And all of those also need to be wrapped in the same. No, that's not quite right. This React fragment actually needs to be an li. And we want to have that same class name on it. Cool. And that puts everything onto one row, which is actually what I expected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have 6 words. This is okay. It looks like, oh crap. Now I can't see what's going on. So let's reset that. Reload, and we're going to put in our first guess, which was heart, and the second guess was helps, and we see that. So that's on the screen now. And what have we got? We have 1, 2, 3. Wait. Did I do this wrong? Columns. Oh, that's because this has no columns 5. That shouldn't have columns. That should only be worrying about the rows. That was the problem. Okay, cool. Little conflict of CSS there. Okay, so our unordered list, I think I actually deleted the wrong thing. That should be fine. It should not be on this guy. Cool. So our grid with gap of 4 places everything center. I probably want to remove the padding on that as well. Let's go. Let's see. Margin border padding. We're going to do one here for 0, and it's going to be padding 0. And what do I want to do here? Beep, 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 margin. No padding. Thank you. Okay, that's looking good, except that we're missing our current guess here. As I type, I'm not seeing that typing in, and that is because somehow we deleted it altogether. What happened there? Okay, there it is. Redo all of our work, and we'll chuck that back in there. Oh no. Whoa, 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 wee, wah. What is it trying to do to me? There, just do that. That's what I want. I think there was a GitHub trying to be too helpful there. No, I don't want to close that thing. This is what I want. This is what I want. And that's what I want. Okay, 6 rows. That's looking good. We type into this. What was it? Helps? No, it was Helio, right? Okay, so our current guess is there. Everything's laid out. And if we look at this from a semantic perspective, now I think this makes a lot more sense, right? We have each of these is really, well, this whole grid represents a list of words, and each of the items in that list is a single word. So if we actually explore this with the accessibility checker, the list item, well, the list item is going to say it's HELPS, but I believe, let me pull up my screen reader. We'll see if you can read this. You're not going to read what I've got? What I'm doing, what I'm working with here? What's your guess? Edit required invalid and blank. Okay. Great word equals class. I don't know. I never know how to use these things. Oh, geez, these things are always so chaotic. Speaking of which, I forgot music. There we go. We got some music going now. Cool. Yeah. So anyway, in theory, this span should not carry any sort of semantic meaning, and should say that while this li is an entire word, we're going to treat each of the letters as part of that word instead of as individual elements. So it should say helps, I believe. And I wonder if the fact that those are grid items is an issue. List item ignored. Why is the list item ignored? I don't know. But I think that's gets us much better in terms of semantics to show what this application actually is, a list of several words. So what do I want to do next? Well, we've got the semantics in there. I kind of like the idea of hiding this input. I also feel like I need to be able to see it. Well, let's try hiding it. So I'm not even going to try and do this without looking. There's a class, very common class called visually hidden. Actually, I probably have this in Git somewhere. Austin Gill utils in CSS. I should have. I don't have. Come on, I should have. If not, I need to add it. Visibly hidden? No. Okay, well, gotta add that one. I guess I just always look it up. So how to hide an element, hide content. There you go. You can basically just Google it and copy it. Almost everyone uses the exact same one. There's some reason why. And the reason is that for assistive technology, there's some content that you want to hide for whatever reason from a visual perspective, but you actually want it to be the same experience for people using assistive technology. So it's an element that, for one reason or another, needs to be accessible, both from a keyboard perspective and screen readers and things like that. So let's do that. That is going to be, I like to be my first utility because I think it's a pretty important one. So we're going to take that and we're going to say this whole form. Nope, not in there. This whole form class name is visual hidden. So let's see what that does. This reloads. Our form is gone. And we can see that the form is still there. I'm going to toggle this class off so that we can see. If I reload, if I reload, of course, the class is gone. We'll just hide that for now. So when I load the application, when I hit tab, what's going on? If I reload the application, yeah, that's right. We added the functionality that when the application loads, the form is the first thing that gains focus. And if I get off of that and I come back, that form is still, I can tab to it and things like that. I can tab from the nav bar to the form to the submit button and back to the nav bar. Right, so we go in a loop like that. Now, if we here's what we want to do. If we set this form to just display none, we're going to visually hide it. But as we tab through our application, go away. As we tab through our application, I'm only getting into the nav bar. I'm not actually getting onto the form or the submit button. On the flip side, if I go to my elements, zoom in, and I need to find that form now in the body, in here, there's my form. If I remove that display none and return the class to visually hidden, and then I tab through my application, I can see that I'm in the nav bar on this little thing. I go to the URL, I go somewhere else, which is a browser behavior. And then right now, as I'm tabbing, I should be on the form. And if I tab it, oh no, I guess here I should be on the form. On this tab, which you can't see, I should be on the submit button. So right now, if I type, I see that I'm on the form. And you couldn't do that if the form was set to display none. So we don't want to do that. We want it to be keyboard accessible. So see, no mouse. I'll show you no mouse. This is the mouse on my head. You can see that my mouse just flew off the screen because, after all, when I move, the thing detects it. And where are we? I can tab. I'm back in the URL. I tab again. I should be back on the form, and I can say hello as I type. So yeah, that's why we want to do that. And of course, right now, as a visual user, I don't know that I'm on. If I reload, well, let me get that back to how it was, visually hidden. That's going to reload in a moment. And now the form should be currently focused. If I type hello, as a visual user, I don't need to care that there's a form there or not. This is, from my experience, that's as good as it needs to be. For a user using the keyboard or assistive technology, they actually get the benefits of knowing that they're in a form and they're currently focused on a label that asks, what's your guess? And there's a submit button if we need it. So that's Yeah, pretty sweet if you ask me. So what do I want to do next? Cool, I just submitted that form. We've got hello, okay. Next thing is next. Oh crap, I've been doing this whole time without even showing you. Oh no. How sad is that? All right, well, let's look at the code that we were working with. Oh, that's so depressing. I'm just going to move on and just keep building. I don't think anyone's here anyway. All right. So if no one's watching, then I'm going to look at the remix.run docs because there should be something about flashing. Session flash. Components. Session flash. Sets a session value that will be unset the first time it's read. After that, it's gone. Most useful for flash messages and server-side form validation messages. Okay, cool. I think we want to do that because if you submit a bad word, meaning a word that doesn't exist, we want to tell you that. So let's see. In our action, we say archive project is some behavior. Okay. Session flash. That. It looks like that is the only thing. And then I can read the message inside of a loader. Okay, so if we go to root and we say, what do we want to say? So I think what we want to do, we want to check and make sure that you're not sending bad guesses, words that don't exist. So what we're going to do is down here, let's see. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to say that is your guess. Const guess equals body get guess. Guesses. This is actually your previous guesses. No. It's going to be previous guesses, just so we know what we're looking at. I'm going to change this guess to current guess. And then we're going to pull in our list of words, which should come from words.js. And that should be all words, I think. All words. Okay. We have all of your words. And we're going to say right. If the if all words does not include the current guess, then we want to flash this message, right? And then That's not a word. This is a word. Otherwise, we want to do both of this, where we push the current guess or push the current guess to the list of previous guesses and update the list of guesses. So I think that should work. Now I need to learn how to grab the message off the global message. Okay. In my loader, we get that, which should be up here. My loader has that. Okay, and now I'm going to change what my data actually looks like. This is going to have, I'm going to say data is equal to guesses. And I think I want that to actually be previous guesses. Once again, get a little bit more explicit with what's going on. No. Previous guesses. I want to have a error message is going to be the message. And then I'm going to return that data here. So now that I've changed that, I need previous guesses to come out of the data loader. And I'm going to grab the error message. So this is no longer string. This is now an object with previous guesses, which is on a list of strings, and error message, which is a string. And that's an object. And that should no longer be complaining. Cool. Let's log that error message. And now let's try and put in a bad guess. We hit that. We see that our bad guess didn't get pushed to the list of guesses. And we got our error message. That's awesome. That is working just like we want. And if we reload, we should not get that error message in. Cool. So if we have an error message, we want to show that. So where are we going to show that? How about how about before the board? And we say error message and class name error message. Sure, why not? Instead of error, I actually want that to be color equals color red. And I don't know, color red is fine. So let's go back to our styles and down at the bottom of the atomic things. Okay, we have our colors here, backgrounds. I'm going to put the color here. I probably don't want it to actually be red. So I'm going to hit save on that. href did not server. What? What's going on there? Okay, let's Try one more time. No errors there. We've got some error here. Prop href did not match server. React DOM development. Boop. Okay, let's try putting in something bad. And we say, cool, that's not a word. Man, Remix is pretty great. I have to be honest. Like having the flash messages built in, and then if I reload, that's awesome. But then if I try a valid word like space, cool, it's working. This is annoying. Okay, so on my server I have I don't care. Okay, let's do another bad word, and let's actually change this. Instead of being color red, I want that to be, I wish it would show me the colors. Let's see. I think I have it over here actually. HTML colors. Okay. I've got it here in my bookmarks. All of the different HTML color names, because I think it's cool using the color names instead of a hex value, just for whatever reason. So shades of brown. We want some shades of red. Ooh, Tuscan red. What's that? Shades of green. Aqua ain't no green. Come on now. Chartreuse. Ooh, bright green. I'm gonna be playing around with some of my colors here. What do I have for green? That's like too bright, and that's like too diarrhea color. So let's see what we're gonna work with. Ooh, that's a yellow. That's the yellow that I want. Quit clicking on it. I just want to copy it. Let's make our background yellow to citrine. And our green, ooh, emerald green. I'm liking you. I wonder if that has to be. Forest green is also pretty good because we're going to have white on it. Let's see. Is it working? Nothing's working right now. Okay, I think those colors probably have to be in quotes. Maybe? That doesn't make sense. Hey, come on now. You're supposed to be a emerald green. Oh, is it supposed to be one? No? Okay, well, this is a little bit more helpful. Lime green? All right, I'm going to stick with... Man, that's annoying. These are supposed to work in there. Isn't it? Explore our color library and immerse yourself in 100 different shades and codes from beige to burgundy, viridian to vermilion, and everything in between. All right, well, let's see if we can find better red anyway. Man, there's a lot of reds in this shades of brown. Burgundy, I'm liking you. Dark red, also good. Wine, just wine. Wine's a nice color. Let's see, shades of orange. I want yellow. I want a yellow. Purple. Oh, here we go. Shades of red. Cherry red. Some of these might not work though, huh? What if I say this is the file? Yeah, see? All right, well, I had that wrong. HTML color names. No. I guess this will have to do. Here's my list. This will work. Okay, so we've got a yellow down there. Got an orange, khaki, gold. I think gold is what I want for my yellow. Yeah, let's do that. Background yellow is going to be gold. Thank you. And my green, I think I'm going to stick with forest green probably. Or sea green. Let's see, what do we have available? Forest green's all right. Green. I think forest green. You can read it a little bit better. Ooh, that yellow is not good though. I need something real dark if I'm going with a white text. So let's say this is going to be forest green. My yellow needs some work. Yellow. There's not like a dark yellow, unfortunately. How about orange? I don't know. What color does the Worldle people use? Yeah, they probably use a hex value, some past or whatever poops. Yeah, that's gonna be some pastel-y hex code. Color. That's so boring. We'll stick with goldenrod. That was good. Whoa, what was that? Whoa. We'll stick with goldenrod. That was my stream back in the day. That's such a bad joke. I'm glad no one's watching. Okay, cool. So we've got our greens, we've got our yellows. Our grays are okay. I think I might do more look at the grays. What do we got? Get a cool gray, dim gray, dim gray, and dim gray. Light slate gray. That's pretty sexy. Slate gray I like. What do we got? Slate gray. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, what's the next step? I feel like maybe I don't want all my letters to have this inset. I'm going to call that let's say next, I don't know. Unknown. letter. And that's going to go, these letters are both going to be unknown letters. This guy up here is a known letter. We can get rid of that. We can hit save. That is working better. And there we go. There's my grid. That's looking pretty Worldly. And if I type again, I'm in that bottom one. Cool. So, okay. That may be all I want to get through today. We did some semantics, we did some better styling, and we got our flash messages up. So there's something else that I want to do, and that is what happens when you win. Let's build that in as well. I need to, in my root, get the get word of the day. And let's say this should actually be to lowercase. So we always are checking against lowercase words. And then previous guesses is fine. And word of the day equals get word of the day. Actually, I don't want to do that here. I want to do that when this action is submitted. Got the body, we've got the current guess, we've got the word of the day, and we've got the previous guesses. So if the current guess equals the word of the day, we are going to say instead of global message, I'm going to flash an error message. And then here, I'm going to flash a success message. Nailed it. The word was word of the day. Okay. Well, I guess we're in kind of a little bit of a if-else situation. So if you got it right, we're going to flash the success message. If it's not a right word, we're going to get an error message. Otherwise, we're going to push the guess to the previous guesses, and we're going to redirect to the home page regardless. Cool. That's my win, bad, continue. Guesses. We have one more condition here, which is going to be if something, and we'll put our else there. So if the previous guesses dot length equals 5, it means that this was your last guess, and if you didn't get it right, sorry, chump. I'm gonna say sorry, chump. Better luck next time. Okay. So now we've got get our error message and our success message. I'm going to say error message, success message. Cool. That's getting pretty long. Oh, shoot. That's getting pretty long. I'm probably going to want to bow into a different type. But we've got our error message, our success message, and our previous guesses. Color green. This I'm probably going to want to update tomorrow with some possibly a live region, so assistive technology knows what's going on when the page reloads. And then as long as we don't have well, yeah, people can keep sending messages. That's fine. All right, let's try for this, right? Today's is Helix, right? So Helix. And we guessed it. That should have been correct. So let's log that. Let's see, in our root, nailed it. Okay, I should be seeing that back here. I am seeing that I got it. Success meshes. We still want to push it. We want to push it real good. Okay, so if, I guess in the case, only if the word is not good do we not want to push it. So here, we want a little bit of some nested logic here. So in the event it's a bad word, in the event that it's a bad word, we're going to say that it's the error message, and then we're just going to skip the rest and return. Otherwise, if the current guess is correct, you nailed it. If the if you are done, you're going to get that error message. And in either case, we're still going to push your current guess to the previous guesses and set that session. Cool. Let's reload this. Let's go for Helix. And looks like we got it right, but we did not see the flash message. Even though here we didn't see that we nailed it. Okay, let's fix that. Where's my logic? Where's my mistake here? That's not a word, and we skip the rest of the logic. Say if the current guess is the word of the day, we definitely nailed it. And then we push, and then we set that. I think this should have worked. So if we come back here and we say in our loader, we get this success mess. Oh, that's the problem. Okay. So let's try that one more time. Application, clear that, reload the page, give a guess at Helix, get lucky the first time, and we say, cool, nailed it. The word was Helix. Great. There's a problem with this, is that if we reload now, we don't see that we won. So we do need to be able to see that we've got the correct word. I think success message is probably not the right way to do it. In fact, we don't even need that. We don't even need that, which means we can go back. I mean, I guess I can keep that so that we have a flashing message. But what I want to do is say, if the previous guesses, at, do we have the at selector yet? Can I do that? At -1. Let's see if I can just do that. That's like a new thing. Doesn't look like I can do it. Oh, no, I can do it. Look at that. There it is. That's pretty cool. So if the last guess equals the word of the day, then we're going to say, nice. You got it. Come back tomorrow. Okay, cool. Now it looks like we are showing the winning state regardless. And I think we can probably still, yeah. What I want to do is disable this form or hide this form if it doesn't under the same condition. So let's set that to okay. If has one and that, we're going to say not has one and that. If I reload, I should not be able to type anything because I already won. Sweet. So far, that's looking pretty good. Our logic is working. If I delete that and retry, we can say we can send some bad stuff, and it's going to say that's not a real word. So we can say hello, and we can say puppy, we can say tests, we can say marks, poops. Poops is totally a word. Oh, I must have read it wrong. And we can say, I don't know, hash brown. No. Brush. Okay, cool. It says, sorry, chump. Better luck next time. Looks like we lost. Our losing condition is there. The one gotcha here is our extra our current guess. So remaining guesses. I guess I can check if the previous guess's length is something. Has one is not the right state. I'm going to say const has more guesses is you have not won, and remaining guesses length is greater than 0. That might be it. So if has more guesses, then we show this. It's going to fix all that for me. And it looks like we don't have any more guesses. Cool. And once again, the error message there looks like we're doing it the wrong logic. This should not say better luck next time. I guess we can get rid of this and just say, sorry, chump, better luck next time. That's my logic. This is, sorry, chump, better luck next time. Is going to go we're going to say has won, has lost equals hasn't won and doesn't have any more guesses. So if you've lost, okay. Looks like I lost. That's the logic. Every time I reload, better luck next time. Okay. That is all that we could cover today. I'd say this was a pretty effective stream. We got through the winning and losing logic. We got into flashing error messages in the event that we do bad guesses. So, right? Say, well, that's not a word. And I guess I could use JavaScript to do that, so it doesn't have to make the backend request. But we want this to work without JavaScript, so I think that's got to be the way to do it. So that's pretty sweet that Remix Run has that built in. I really like that. That's it for today. If you watched and liked it, please subscribe and feel free to come back every day, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard. Bring some questions. We don't have to sit and watch me stumble through building this. We can look at some of your stuff together too. So until next time, I'll see you.